I just got my latest iPhone. So I'm going to show you and I'm going to teach you how drop shipping works. So if you want to learn, or maybe if you want to start working on that business, I can help you with that. So as you can see here, I just took it out of the box, so it was here. So here is the box that you're going to see, and I'm going to tell you a few things that you have to keep in mind when you, if you want to start in this type of business. So, for instance, Apple, they don't have a warehouse here, as far as I can tell, because they are shipping everything from China instead of having everything here. So as you can see, this is my name. The address, and if you see here, if you pay attention, it says return to, and it says the address from Apple. So maybe they have a warehouse here or some place where they can process, the bad phones, or maybe people change their mind and they send it back instead of sending it back to China because it will be way more expensive. I'm here in US, so if you have to send something to China, you're going to spend, let's say with UPS or something like that, you're going to spend like $300 easily. And from China to here, it will be maybe $50, $100. I don't think so, anything more than that. And when I got the package, they threw it like that, in my front door, and that's it. So no Apple, no nothing. I mean, this is a good thing, but what I'm trying to tell you is, this is, is like the cheapest packaging that you can get. Even Apple is getting, cheap with the phone. They don't even send you a charger. It's just the phone, the cable, and that's it. If you read the book, for instance, the Toyota Way, they will explain you everything that I'm telling you right now. They will tell you, okay, most company now, they try to manufacture what they need just on demand. They don't have like huge warehouses because, for instance, I'm going to show you the screens before I change here, so that way. This is the tracking that I got, from UPS, as you can see, and it came from China. So I bought it in 9/26, and by 9/29, so a few days later, it was delivered to me. So they were using UPS, like I said, and even if in the label you may think, okay, maybe it came from US. No, that is just to trick you. So it came from China directly. So you will see that many people, they say, okay, yes, buy something from AliExpress or Alibaba or someplace like that. You buy some generic stuff and then you build your website with Shopify or something like that, or WordPress, something. And then you can have everything delivered to your customer instead of having hundreds of pieces. Let's say you want to sell T-shirts or something like that, and then you say, okay, I'm going to buy 200 T-shirts, and then after that, hopefully you can sell them. But if you cannot sell them, you're going to get stuck, and then you're going to start give them, you have to give them away, or you have to sell them for half of the price or anything like that. And when you're selling electronics like this, even if you buy thousands of dollars of iPhones, I mean, if you cannot sell it the same year, next year, I mean, you will have to sell it for half of the price, or you're not going to be able to sell it. I mean, electronics is something like very difficult because you have always new things coming up all the time, coming out all the time, and if you keep something like that, you're going to be toast. It's not like maybe paper or maybe another device, maybe something like this, like Victorinox. They don't make new things. At least this model CyberTool they have been selling the same thing for years. They don't make anything newer than this. But in electronics, that is the problem that you're going to have. But for Apple, it's better doing these type of things because they say, okay, we're going to have a pre-sale or pre-order, and then they say, okay, we expect to sell 10 million phones, but maybe they make 2 million phones in advance, just in case. And as soon as I order it, because I had to order it online, you click it instead of going to the store, going there, because like I said before, to me, Apple, they don't have a huge warehouse with a lot of phones. Maybe they have just the bare minimum and that's it, or maybe they don't have even anything. Like they just ship it to the Apple store and just the basic phones, and that's it. So last time I went to the Apple store, they didn't have any phone, so I had to go to Verizon, try to get the phone, and I went to like 2 or 3 store and with the Verizon, and they didn't have it. So sometimes you may get like the very basic phone, like 64 gigs or maybe 128, but if you want 512 or 256, or you want like a weird color or something like that, maybe they don't have it. So basically what they do, and what you should do if you want to start doing drop shipping, is just try to get the minimum that you need in order to start working with your business, and that's it. And if you can do a drop shipping for everything, great. So that way, it's like on demand. So if you have 10 sales, okay, everything will come from the manufacturer to the people, to your customer, and that's it. So basically you are the middleman, and that's it. You have pros and cons. So the pros that you're going to have is, you don't have to pay for storage or anything like that. You just sell. It's like when you see the YouTuber, they are offering like T-shirts, mugs, or anything like that. They don't have any of that. Just when people click buy, the guy who is manufacturing the T-shirt, the mugs, or anything like that, they will make it right away, and they will ship it to the customer, and that's it. So I mean, it's very efficient, but you have some downsides, like I said before, because the downside of this is that you have to wait from China to come to US, and you're going to pay a lot of in shipping. So if you have, for instance, Apple in this case, if you go to the reports online, usually they will say, okay, making an iPhone, it costs like $300 for Apple, but they are selling it here for 1,000. So the markup is huge. So that is how they can stay in business and they can keep growing. But if you're buying, something that costs, I don't know, you want to sell markers or something like that, you buy for 50 cents, and hopefully you can sell it for $1. You're going to pay, I don't know how much, just to ship it here to US, and then if the customer say, oh no, I don't like it, I want to return it, then you have to have some place to process all the pens that the customer didn't like, or maybe outright broken or something like that. And if your margins are like too little, you're going to start losing currency all the time. So it's better just to make sure that the product that you choose, I mean, if you're going to manufacture, I don't know, electric tape or anything like that, make sure that maybe if it costs 5 cents and you can sell it for $2, okay, maybe now we are talking about a little bit more margin. But if your margin are so little, you're going to have issues like that. If you're having some issues, also you have to deal, with maybe with a gateway or Shopify. If you have a lot of returns, people are complaining or something like that. I have heard this type of stories. So there are many things that you have to consider, before you do anything like that. Also, if you don't plan, what I'm saying about having some place locally where people can return the product. I mean, sending everything to China back again, surely the Chinese, they are not going to accept it, or you're going to pay hundreds of dollars just to send a product, and instead of keeping everything here, trying to maybe send everything to an auction, get rid of it later or whatever, or dispose it, instead of trying to send everything back to China, say to the Chinese, yes, please replace it or anything like that. This is broken, it doesn't work, or whatever. So there are many things to keep in mind. So if you want to learn more about drop shipping, I would recommend you to read the Toyota Way. Is very good. Also, you will see many YouTubers, explaining these type of things that I'm talking about. The problem is that many of these YouTubers, they will tell you, okay, yes, go here, go to Alibaba, buy something cheap, or go here, AliExpress, and then, buy here and sell it later. Those are like generic products, and you don't have anything else, to offer, because any other guy, they can come and say, okay, yes, I'm going to sell, electric tape, and I'm going to put electric tape Q1, and then the other guy is going to sell the same electric tape for I don't know, with another name, XYC3. So, and people will say, okay, it's the same thing like the other. Even the picture, people, copy and paste, use the same pictures, and you're not going to have any edge, no advantage, no nothing. So my recommendation is, if you're going to do that, try to create your own brand, your own product. It's going to be more expensive in the beginning, but I think it's going to be worth it, because if someone tries to copy, for instance, Victorinox, they're not going to be able to do it, because it's patent. Also, the quality is very good. I know you can buy like a knockoff of these multi-tools, but they're not the same. I tried before, and they're very bad. The same thing with iPhone. Yes, you can get a cheaper iPhone, like a clone iPhone, but that is an Android running underneath. So, and of those pictures, icons that you see on the phone, and that it's not going to be the same thing. The quality is not going to be the same thing yet. You can reach maybe a cheaper public, or cheaper people, and you don't want that. You want people, who is willing to pay for quality, and who doesn't care, spending $1,000 on a phone instead of, paying $500 for a knockoff. It's the same thing. You're not going to have enough margin, to enough profit in order to be profitable and to move to the next level. So get rid of all the cheap, the knockoff, all the copies or something like that. Make your own. It will cost you more. Worst case scenario, try to find investors that are going to be willing in pay, or invest in your company, so that way you can build something that is going to be completely different. Because sooner or later, once you are reaching the top, and people know you, say, oh, this guy is making the best, electric tape, or I don't know, marker, or multi-tool, or anything like that, you're going to have a company is trying to copy your product. But if your product is very good in quality, you're going to have loyal customers that they always are going to buy your product no matter what. I don't care if the Chinese comes with a knockoff for $10 or $5. I'm going to buy the real thing. This costs like $150. I don't care. I'll keep buying this. The same thing with iPhone. I don't care. I know you can buy an iPhone, an Android phone for $50, $200, $300, but I want something that works all the time, and I have a very good tech support and everything. So make something that is going to distinguish yourself from the competition, and you will succeed. So hopefully this video was useful. If you have any question, please let me know in the section below, and see you next time. All right, so here I'm going to show you another example. So for instance, if you see here, I am looking at a brake fluid tester. So if you see here, you have, for instance, $11. Another one is selling it for almost the same price. So here is $11.99, $11.69. And here we have the world price. So basically the cheapest one is the one that is going to win, kind of, hopefully. But if you see, I mean, it's the same product. So this is what many people do. So what they do is they go buy a product, a cheap product, like I mentioned before, in Alibaba, AliExpress, or any other website like that, and then they try to sell it on Amazon, and for as little as possible. if there is a lot of competition, but always you're going to find someone who is willing to sell it for less, or they are moving out of the business or something like that. As you can see here, same product, $5.99. And I don't remember if I saw another product even a little bit cheaper, but this is crazy. If you are competing for price, always you're going to find someone who is going to be willing to sell it for less. Here you have $5.99, same product. So if you don't have a brand, a recognizable brand, you're going to start running in these type of issues that you're trying to compete for a few cents. And maybe this guy, he's making a killing. I mean, if he sells a lot of these, but you have to sell a lot. Maybe he has to sell like thousands of these products to make a decent profit. He may have paid for this product maybe $3, and then he have to pay Amazon for being here, the storage and everything, or he has to sell it from like I said before with the drop shipping, he has to send it from China to here in 2 days or 3 days or something like that, in order to to keep the customer happy. Otherwise people are not going to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks in order to get a product. And you're going to run into these issues that you may be earning like 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents or something like that, but you have to sell a lot. So it's better to sell less. You're going to have less problem, because you're going to have less. The statistic will be in your favor, that if you sell less, you're going to have less people complaining about your product, or less returns or anything like that, or packages getting lost or something like that. So you're going to have less issues in the long run. Also, if you have a product that is better than the competition, it should work better. You can charge a little bit more. You can provide customer service and everything, that maybe if you have any issue with this product, you don't know. I mean, you don't have any tech support or anything like that. You have only 30 days just to return it, and that's it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, in 2 months you have to throw it away and buy another one. So basically this is what you're going to find when you're fighting for the lowest price. Now you don't have a brand that you can rely on. People, like I said before, people prefer to buy an iPhone because they know it's a good quality. They have customer service and everything, even if the product is not perfect, but it is something that people are willing to pay for a little bit more, instead of finding for the cheapest price. So hopefully this video was useful, and see you in the next one.